Hello Internet Allies and happy Marvelous May! So, now I've seen Infinity War twice, it's now been out for about a week, I thought I'd do a list of my top 5 favourite movies from the MCU. Around about this time last year I did a list of my favourite Marvel movies, so that was sort of Marvel movies including like the X-Men movies, Deadpool, Wolverine movies, etc, etc. But this time it's going to be strictly MCU movies. I also might give a few thoughts on Infinity War in this video as well because, yeah, that was an experience, shall we say. Also, please just bear in mind that this is just my personal list of top 5 favourite MCU movies. I'm sorry if your favourite MCU movie doesn't make this list, but yeah, I just hope you enjoy this video. Here we go! So when I recorded the top 5 favourite Marvel movies last year, I put Guardians of the Galaxy, the first Guardians of the Galaxy, as my favourite Marvel movie ever, and the first Avengers movie, Avengers Assemble, as my second favourite Marvel movie ever. And I still think this rings true today because, you know, they've got like such awesome team-ups, like every character brings something valuable to the team, and they're just really fun stories. It's really fun seeing all these characters work together, basically, and you know, each and every character is entertaining, each and every character is different. It's interesting seeing all the different character interactions in this movie. Also, Loki is definitely my favourite Marvel villain ever. Even now, after seeing Infinity War, I still like Loki better than Thanos, but I think Thanos is like a close second though. Guardians of the Galaxy introduces us to some brand new characters who maybe a lot of people hadn't heard of before this movie as well. You know, I think Star-Lord is absolutely awesome. I actually have like what I call a Star-Lord jacket, which is just basically a red leather jacket. You know, and that is like my favourite leather jacket as well. So these two movies are still my favourite two Marvel movies, and they are definitely my favourite 2 MCU movies. So also last year in my top 5 favourite Marvel movies video, I mentioned that Iron Man was in my top 5 Marvel movies, and the first Iron Man movie is still in my top 5 MCU movies because it introduced us to the MCU. Robert Downey Jr. is absolutely perfect as Iron Man. And it shows that, you know, you don't need like superpowers, you don't need to be morally perfect to be a superhero. You know, as long as, you know, you want to basically do the right thing and to basically, you know, protect people, really. You know, you can be a hero, anyone can be a hero. And yeah, I think Iron Man definitely proves that. I like that this shows that Iron Man is very resourceful. You can build like an Iron Man suit wherever he is. You know, whether that's in a cave or in a lab. And yeah, Iron Man is just definitely really cool, let's just be honest here. So over the past year or so, I think Marvel, they have been on a roll with their movies. Let's just be honest here. Like, you know, we've had Spider-Man Homecoming, we've had Black Panther, we've had Thor Ragnarok, we've now just had Infinity War, and they've all been really great movies. So one of my 2 favourite MCU movies that have come out in the past year or so is Thor Ragnarok. Thor is definitely one of my favourite Marvel characters, one of my favourite Avengers. Chris Hemsworth is great as Thor. You know, the movie is really funny. It definitely feels like you're kind of in a comic book, like reading the story when you're watching a movie. It also has some fan favourites such as Loki as well, and the Hulk, as well as introducing some entertaining new characters such as Valkyrie and Korg. You know, both of which are extremely likeable and are valuable assets to Team Thor, or the Revengers as they like to be called. Yeah, this movie is really funny as well. Like, you know, I ended up having like a really big smile on my face while watching this movie. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Also, I really like Hela as the main villain of this movie as well. I think she's really good. She's quite intimidating, you know, very evil as well. You know, she's definitely got that evil demeanour about her. It's really colourful as well. I love the colours in this movie. You know, it's very vibrant, very in your face. Also, all the characters like Thor and the Hulk and Loki, they go through like quite a lot of change in this movie as well, which I think is like really interesting, and they kind of like discover the true purpose of Asgard and Thor's powers, and you know, it comes with some really cool sequences and stuff, and some really quite heartwarming moments as well. The final movie that's in my top 5 MCU movies is Black Panther. Black Panther was amazing because before going into that movie we didn't really see a lot of Black Panther. I didn't really know a lot about him. You know, he was in Civil War for a bit, but you know, they didn't really delve too much into, you know, Wakanda and the characters in Wakanda. And again, like Thor Ragnarok, it introduces a lot of entertaining characters. You have Shuri, you know, who's absolutely great. Like, you know, she's really smart and really funny. I love the world building in that movie. I love how you find out a lot more about Wakanda, and Wakanda seems like an awesome place as well. You know, I can see why, you know, the inhabitants of Wakanda are so protective of it. And you know, Black Panther is really, really cool. You know, I love how he's like just trying to do his best to basically protect his people as well. I love how well represented that culture is as well. I know a lot of people compare Black Panther to a Shakespearean play, but you know, it does feel a little bit like Lion King as well. You know, it's parts of that did remind me of Lion King. So, and Lion King is based on a Shakespearean play. I think Hamlet, isn't it? I think. Thumbs up to Black Panther as well, because you know, I didn't really expect that movie to be as good as it was, and it was incredible. So even though Infinity War is not in my top 5 favourite Marvel movies, I do think it definitely deserves an honourable mention because, you know, credit where credit's due. So I will say, whilst I'm talking about Infinity War, there may be a few spoilers here, so if you don't want to hear what happens in the movie, stop watching this video now. Okay, if you're still with me, let's talk Infinity War. The movie was so well balanced. You know, I was really impressed with how, you know, each character got a significant amount of screen time as well. You know, you got to kind of see Thanos' motives as well. Not necessarily doing the right thing, but like, he has his reasons for doing what he's doing, which is basically trying to wipe out half the universe. Thanos is like a really interesting character. You know, I love seeing all the team-ups. I like seeing like, you know, Thor, Rocket and Groot team up. I love seeing like Doctor Strange and Iron Man and Spider-Man team up. All these characters just coming together. All these characters you've got to know over the past 10 years coming together to try and defeat Thanos. And yeah, it's really, really well done. And I don't think it was a particularly easy movie to make as well, because of all these characters that basically they needed to fit into the movie. And yeah, they do a really good job of it. The movie is also very fast paced as well. However, it is just very brutal at the end. Like, you know, I just couldn't cope. Like, to be honest, like, I had to kind of sit in the foyer for like 10 minutes, like after watching the movie, just thinking, oh my god, did that just really happen? A couple of other movies I think deserve honourable mentions are Spider-Man Homecoming and Captain America the Winter Soldier. Captain America Winter Soldier was originally my top 5 favourite Marvel movies, but it's since slipped down, but I still really enjoy this movie. Spider-Man is one of my favourite Marvel superheroes. Tom Holland does an incredible job playing Spider-Man. I think he's probably my favourite Spider-Man now. And yeah, I think Tom Holland could become like a national treasure in years to come. Okay, thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what your thoughts on Infinity War are, and please let me know what your top 5 favourite MCU movies are in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. For more cool stuff from me, click on subscribe, and until next time, Team Rob's blasting off again. Bye-bye. Wait, I don't feel so good.